What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. And you know what it is. Your gracious host A6. Um, how was your weekend? How'd everybody do this weekend? It's Memorial Day weekend. Anybody get out, make any moves, chill with the fam, have a cookout, any of that cool stuff that people usually do. It was nasty over here on the East Coast. Like most of the time, the temperatures, it took a nosedive for some odd reason, bro. It must be some kind of ill thunderstorm coming. I heard it was supposed to be a something going on with the sun or something like that. I don't know, but I heard I think it was Friday night or Thursday night. It like thunderstorm. Maybe it was Friday night. It thunderstorm heavy. It was lightning it real hard, man. It was nasty out here. But the temperature took a nosedive. I want to say Saturday midday. It like plummeted. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the temperature is. I forgot to put my weather journal on my channel on my phone. Hold on one sec. Let me pull it up. I'll tell you exactly what the temperature is. Yeah, it's 50 degrees, man. It was literally the other day, it was probably about like 85, 86. It was pretty hot outside. And it nosedived. So yeah, it's pretty cold right now. It's raining and nasty outside. Sun's been hitting behind the clouds. It's been pretty bad. So I mean, I didn't really do too much this weekend. Just chilled in the house. I got goddamn sick. I think it's something I ate. I had a barbecue at my people's house. I didn't eat no pork, of course, but I had like a burger and some other stuff. And bro, I was messed up after I ate that. Like I had a bunch of mucus in my chest. So like I've been trying to get that shit out of my chest for the last few days. So I've been in the house, just drinking tea, relaxing. Also slacked on my alkaline diet too. So I'm getting back up on it with this, trying to get alkalined up again. Sicknesses and mucus, that shit can't survive without the alkaline, with the alkaline in your body. So there you have it. I'm gonna drop the link to the chat so anybody can jump in. Supposed to be having Courtney here tonight, Knowledge Well Media, and I'm supposed to be having a consultant on tonight so we can chop up game. So let's see what y'all talking about. Topic is whatever you guys want to talk about for the most part, depending on what we're going into. I did see this email you sent me. I looked over it, and I saw some of the evidence you sent. It was very interesting, but I'm not going to be going over that on this channel because we're not about attacking other people on the channel per se. So if anybody wants to get the email you sent, they should hit you up. Put your email in here, and I'll put it on the screen. So anybody watching wants to get you to send them the email, what have you, then you can do that. What's up, consultant? How you feeling? Waiting for Najwell to get in here. I don't think is anybody having problems with the screen. Anybody having problems with the screen? I don't think there's nothing wrong with the camera. Anybody having problems with the camera? Let me know if you are. And he's saying that we have an issue with the camera. I don't think there's anything wrong with the camera here. What up, Kel? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? And B17. Yeah, nobody else is having problems with the screen, so that might be your phone, bro. But yeah, B17, any of them vitamins and stuff like that is the shit. Oh yeah, congratulations, man. Congratulations on you graduating the programming they gave you basically, and happy belated born day. Or birth, yeah, born day. Birth and born is two different things. I literally just learned that last week. But yeah, props to you on that. What up, Joseph? How you feeling? All right, so the link is in the chat, and let's see if we put it back up on the screen. If y'all want to jump in, that's the link right there. Go ahead and make it do what it do if you want to hop on, and we can discuss. All right, so give y'all a little bit of information. So I haven't really been moving around that much this weekend, but I did notice I was on a highway. It might have been Thursday night, I believe. Or it might have been before that. But I was on the highway and I was in front of one of them law enforcement officers. And we just went over, if you watched the last live stream, we talked about how they have these automatic plate readers. And the plate readers basically do all the hard work for them. So they don't have to punch the digits in their computer no more. They basically just ride in the back of you and it scans everybody's plate within, I think, at least 4 or 5 cars ahead. And they can tell if somebody's tags a suspect or something like that. So the dude was behind me. Now, the way it worked was I was getting off to get on actually, I was getting on the highway and I'm merging on the traffic and the dude is on the left on traffic. I'm merging onto, basically other people moving forward. And the dude was right here. So I didn't go in front of him because I never get in front of police officers. Never. I never did that shit when I had a license, like all that stuff. I never get in front of police officers for real. Never. So I just stay off to the side or something like that. Now it doesn't really matter, but it's just a thing I basically do. So I'm off on the side, basically traveling. And dude, he had to have seen my plate, and his plate reader probably picked it up. But I did send. This was in Baltimore County, and I did reach out to contact Melissa Hyatt, who's the chief of police. I've told you about that multiple times. And I had an affidavit of nationality, which I sent her, and I also sent her some other documents too, basically. And I also put my my car. My automobile in that documentation as well. So the VIN number was probably on that joint. So that might have popped up when the plate reader popped up and probably said, "Don't fuck with this guy" or whatever, which is cool because at the end of the day, we don't want to be bothered by them bastards anyway. Portuguese, my man, learning a different language is the key to life, bro. I need to learn another language. I'm like, I learned a little bit of Filipino, Tagalog, and I learned a little bit of God damn it, Spanish and stuff like that. My son's learning Japanese. So in case y'all haven't seen it, I got my man Consultant in here. We're just waiting for Corey to get on. Excuse me, Courtney to get on. But what up, Consultant? How you feeling, man?
Good, man. How you been?
I'm chilling, man. Chilling. You already know what I be doing, man.
Well, that's what's up, bro.
Yes, sir. Traveling about. Hey, yo, so I heard you you had a meeting this weekend, right?
Oh yeah, me and Court. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Man, pigs had fun. Yeah. See, he said he had fun with him, yo, but we like to be very cautious with how we move around with the Leos. Well, I do at least. I know some people like to fuck around with them and shit, but
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I basically just assert my rights and let that be it. You can move around how you want to, but I don't recommend one or the other. So that's what it is pretty much. So when have you had any incidences with traveling recently?
Nah, man, everything's been good. Ever since that last incident, everything was like uploaded on the system and stuff, and I've been good, man. They actually one of the cops, like, because I go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, get my coffee and stuff. Mm-hmm. He actually honked the horn and waved.
Get out of here.
The one from the first video, I swear.
That's dope. Yeah, that's a good thing though, man. I mean,
yeah.
I guess being on a positive note with them is better than being on a neutral and negative. Because it's almost the same damn thing, really, when you're talking about that type of situation.
Yeah.
Yep. So when no, go continue.
You had any trouble?
No, I haven't actually. I told people I was basically in the house because I was kind of messed up. I had like some mucus in my chest. I had to get out. I got a majority of it out. Still drinking hot tea and all that stuff and trying to get better. But I told people I slacked on my alkaline diet too. I was supposed to have more alkaline in my system, but for some reason I decided to take a break from that. I'm not sure why, but I just did, and as a result, I got sick. But we all right now. People was like, people saying, "Yeah, it's COVID-19." I said, "Yo, look, check this out, bro. If this is COVID-19, I've been right about COVID-19 the whole fucking time. And yeah, I said the word, and they real strict on that shit. So it is what it is, though, yo. Like, yo, if what I had, that mild chest cold I had, which is very much of a more of just an inconvenience than it was like a death threatening type thing."
Right.
If it was that type situation, I've been right about COVID-19 the whole time. That shit is basically just a regular sickness. But if you take care of your body anyway, and you work out, even work up a sweat at least 3 times a week, at least a real good one twice a week as much. Keep eating clean, try to eat as much veggies and stuff like that you can. We actually are growing a garden too, so we started doing lettuce and all this other cool stuff in the back. So eating as much fresh food as you can, that's always a good thing. If you
True
eat
that.
fast food all the time, like I was in. All right, so look, Maryland, they lifted the mask mandate.
Mm.
The mask mandate has been pretty much lifted. So like if you want to go out and not wear a mask, you can. It's optional in most businesses. Some businesses still make you wear it, but at this point, it's like if you want to wear it, you can in most places, but you don't have to. But I know most of the people when I go in without no mask on, the only people who look at me weird is like people that's like overweight and shit. And then I ain't got nothing against people who overweight, but like, yo, you're not taking care of your body anyway. You're overweight, and like me personally, I take care of my body.
Right,
So like,
right.
you worry about me not wearing a mask, but you should be worried about your weight more than you should be worried about me wearing a mask. Honestly,
That's true.
that's the facts. But like, yo, you can't tell people logic. You can't logic people to death. People ain't trying to hear that.
True that.
Yes, sir.
Shoot. I think Court's trying to get in.
Yo, come on, man. Yo, you've been Courtney. You've been doing this too long to be asking me how do I get on. Like the link is right there, bro. I just sent you the link, yo. Just jump in, man. Yo, he learned how to use StreamYard around the same time I did. Yo was still asking questions.
I still
And
don't know how to use that thing, man.
shame on both y'all, man. You drop my man in here right now. What up, Courtney? Yo got the FBI black and white joint going on, man. Sheesh. What up with you, man? We can't hear you, yo. You gotta turn your microphone on. We can't hear you. Having sound issues. Well, why he getting his sound issues together?
It's down at the bottom left, Courtney, where it says Mike. Yeah. Oh, he got it on.
Can you hear him? I can't hear him.
Nah, I can't hear him, but I seen the mic icon pop on and off.
I don't have him muted. I don't know what's going on. I just I muted you and unmuted you, but it ain't on my end. So while he's getting that together, so let's give what is your advice to people who got all that stuff and they want to start traveling basically? What's your advice about that?
Mine should get familiar with an administrative process. Start hitting their ass with affidavits. Hit them with the affidavit and be prepared to sue in federal court. It's very simple too. If you're gonna have rights, you got to know how to protect them. So, how I do things is, if they pull me or anything like the incidents that happened, I just let them update it in their system because they don't know. I'm in a new county, so they didn't know. My old county knew. I had no problems. New county, they didn't know. So, like when they pull me and stuff, let them make their initial contacts. Let them file their little cases, and within that case, you go ahead and file your affidavits. It's a process with that. Hit them with an affidavit, make them respond as a man or woman, to their claims or affirm it. Then after that, you send them a notice of non-response because they're not going to respond to you, and then go file that into a small claims court because they can't have two cases open at once and just sue them there, the cop personally.
Nice.
And then you can go after the state, put the state on notice too at the same time because notice the principals, notice the agent, and vice versa. And they're not gonna mess with you, but you just got to put fire into their ass,
Yeah, you gotta hold that candle to their ass.
Yep. And all the remedies. People keep calling me too, like with consultations and stuff. All the remedies are within your state constitution. It is not in none of the statutes, none of that bullshit. Ignore all of that. State constitutions is where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to actually remove some of these judges out of public office. It's in your state constitutions, and you have to remain as one of the people. You have to always assert yourself as sui juris in these courts when they try to make you pro se, and put that in your affidavit. And I'm gonna say it publicly: always have a notary jurat certificate. I'm gonna say it publicly now: have a notary jurat certificate, and you'll win every time if you follow the process. And don't be belligerent.
Definitely not. Like, yo, one of the worst things you can actually do is try to just be in there throwing fire and lightning, because at the end of the day, I mean, you can say what you want, but overstepping is a thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
if they want to overstep, now you might be able to get them later on, but in the meantime, you're gonna be fucked up. So
Mm-hmm.
very important to keep your composure. As with anything, man, anytime you deal with a situation that could get real dicey, you need to be very calculated. Like I like to be very calculated with how I move. I like to before I even get involved with something, I like to think of different outcomes, the different possibilities, and what. It's kind of like a chess thing. If you go this way, I'll go this way. I got this to happen, then I'll put this in play. If you put that in play, I'll go around and do that. It's that type of deal. So with me personally, I like to be very calculated and calm and not be yelling and screaming. You can think a lot clearer when you're not yelling and screaming or being very emotional. You can think a lot more logical.
Right.
So if you're in there, basically you know what the basis is, you know what you have to do, and you know how you have to carry yourself pretty much. You should be able to pretty much conduct it from there. Now, I mean, as with anything, like let's say for instance, getting pulled over. I just remembered when I got pulled over, how far I was willing to go and what I was willing to do. And, basically, if this happens, all right, I'll let him do this because I don't know a whole lot about that particular scenario. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let this happen because I know what my rights are, that type of thing. So, I mean, for my first stop, a lot of people were saying, oh, you were held for longer than 30 minutes. It was like 25, actually, I think it was, which was still too goddamn long for not having no damn, not having basically a reasonable suspicion for any of that shit that he was doing pretty much. But, I pretty much just knew where I wanted to be at and what I wasn't willing to go past. It was like, oh, you shouldn't have gave him you shouldn't have had the permit such and such because this, that, and the third. But I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, if you say the wrong thing and you don't have that shit on you, you gonna have a problem.
Yes.
Oh yeah. There it is.
You have it. What up, man?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Obama.
I apologize for the exposure. I'm at the hotel. I had to use a little office center and everything out here in the FL, Florida, hanging out. Had a great time with the consultant last night. We got some business accomplished.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
That's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. Yeah, Florida's dope, yo. I haven't been to Florida in years. Last time I went to Florida, I went to Tampa and then I went to Miami. I stayed in Miami for like I want to say a week. It was dope though. A lot of fun. A lot of pretty girls.
Yeah. He didn't go there, did he?
Where?
I say he didn't go there, did he? The pretty girls, huh?
He went there.
He went there. What y'all talking about?
I mean, we basically just chopping it up, man. I mean, if anybody has any questions in the chat, you got all three of us. We'll all offer you our opinions pretty much, and we can go from there.
Let me
Kevin, you can join if you want to get on live and ask us some questions. You can do so. I will let you in. If you're only trying to troll, you will get booted. Don't even waste your time. So we can roll from there.
All right, let me go ahead and keep talking, y'all. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send a little short thing to the viewers over there on my channel. I'll send them over here real quick. So go ahead. I'll jump right back in. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute.
But yes, sir. But yeah, man. Miami was dope though, man. It was a real nice area. I noticed the food tastes way different than it does on the East Coast. Like the food up down there is like it's not really that good because they don't put as much salt and stuff in there because people are taking care of their bodies.
So like Florida?
Yeah. Like when I in Miami Beach, I went to some Chinese food spots back when I ate Chinese food. I went to a couple Chinese food spots and the food was nowhere near as good.
I don't know, man.
You come to the East Coast, bro, and you eat some Chinese food here, man, you're gonna be hooked.
Nah, I can't even eat Chinese food.
Bro. I don't anymore, but it's just an example of how different the food is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like here, I don't know. It's Kevin.
What up, Kevin? How you feeling, man?
Oh, what up? I'm good.
All right. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I mean, my passport's coming in tomorrow, so I guess that's good to know.
It's coming tomorrow, you said?
Yeah, it's coming tomorrow.
Oh, you got a tracking number and all that?
Yeah.
All right, so how you gonna act, man? What's your first order of operation when you get your passport?
I'm gonna send the DMV the letter of like cancellation to get my name out of the system. I'm gonna file that with an affidavit. Then I'm working on a form right now that I'm making for myself, like an affidavit. So like when the cop pulled me over, I'm gonna just give him this. Like I don't want to talk, so I'm working on that. And yeah, that's those are my first two orders of business, I guess.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a bit of advice on this. Well, I'm just gonna give you what I did basically, and what I've seen. You can give the police officer whatever you want to give them. A lot of times they're not gonna read that shit. A
They
lot
ain't
of
even
times,
gonna take it.
sometimes they won't even take the damn thing. I don't want that. Just give me
They
your
won't
life.
even take it.
Sometimes they won't, bro. You got it. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I
Like,
mean, okay. I mean, I'll talk. It's just like I'm just trying to make it simple. I'll talk, no problem.
oh yeah. The thing about it is, like, yo, with this type thing, for real, they made it so it can't be simple, really. And I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing like that, but like, yo, if you try to give him some paperwork for him to read and expect not to say nothing,
Yeah.
be prepared to get caught with your pants down. If you
Nah. Oh, I'm ready, bro. Like, bro, I'm ready. Like, I know what's up. I know what's up. I know what's up.
But you know, yeah. So like, yeah, I would definitely get familiar with case law, get familiar with your rights and all that stuff. If you know your rights and your case law, you can pretty much navigate from there.
Yeah. Like the state constitution or whatever. Gotta read that.
Yeah, he was talking. Yeah, the state constitution is definitely some fire. If I had that when I got pulled over the first time, I definitely would have been shooting that off from the mouth. But you know,
Hey, you got a whole bunch of remedies, man. You got the ICCPR, like international law that protects you. You know, it's a whole bunch of remedies out there for you.
I would also recommend that PDF too, man. Did you check the PDF out on consultant? Did you check the PDF?
Which one?
The PDF for whatever city you're living in or state you're living in. A lot of them states they have the foreign national police policy.
Oh yeah, the manual.
Yeah. So what helped when I gave him the manual, basically he didn't know what the hell to do. So when I gave him the manual, he basically just, I guess he did what the hell he thought he would do with the manual. But I don't think he was reading it himself. Honestly, I think he probably had dispatch reading through it so he could keep an eye on the situation. And I don't panic when I see two other police officers pull up, because the last 3 times I got pulled over, there was one police officer to start off, and then when I told him about being a foreign national, the other 2 pulled up afterwards.
Damn.
I don't know if it's a scare tactic or if it's an intimidation tactic, but people freak out when they see more than one.
They gotta have a witness. Yeah, they gotta have a witness.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Welcome, A6 Runtime Consultant Knowledge. Well, good to see the gang for the herbs of healing of the nation, the people of the nation. Agreed. You need to study contract law first if you're dealing with police and pullovers and full constitution. Yes, that'd be another thing, but keep in mind when a cop pulls you over, he wants the contract. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, a lot of times too, y'all gotta remember they're just doing their jobs.
Yeah.
So you gotta act like a boss out here. You're gonna only want to speak to the boss. When you file your affidavits or whatnot, put the boss on notice, and the superiors will let, the subordinates know what and what not to do,
Facts. I wonder what would happen if you asked for the chief of police if you got pulled over. Like, yo, bring me the chief of police right now. Who you think you are, yo?
You can sue him. Sue him.
Be like, yo, like I've heard people being denied having supervisors brought out. I've heard of that.
Yeah, I've done that.
That happened to you, Courtney?
Yeah, I brought out lieutenants.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you don't hear about lieutenants shooting and tasing people and pulling them out of the vehicle. If you're dealing with the order followers, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
pretty much every time.
Hey, rule of thumb, yo.
Yeah, A6, you did a good deliberation on that. You know, the particular time of day that you might be out and about. But yeah, in my experience, when I call for the lieutenant, I don't call for the sergeant. I call for the lieutenants. When they come out there, they basically every single time they were like, "Do you want to file a complaint against my officer?" I said, "No, they're just doing their job. I don't have a problem with them. They probably just need to be educated. I would just ask that you would educate them."
That's an interesting way to look at it. So you asked for the lieutenant.
Yes,
Do
absolutely.
you think? But let's say the guy don't like, ain't no lieutenant on duty or some shit like that. You know, because this shit could happen.
They're always there's a lieutenant. They're all under the lieutenant. That's the supervisor. You said supervisor is the lieutenant. And if you ever been locked up or experienced jail or whatever, they call them the white shirts. Right? It's always that lieutenant, that captain or lieutenant that's over everything. That's who you really need to be dealing with. He don't want to come out, but if you call for him, he's supposed to come out.
Supposed to, but I've heard people being denied supervisors. I've heard this happen.
Well, in my opinion, it comes down to your status. Okay, if you gonna give a driver's license, an ID card, or what have you, all of those articles that belong to the United States, they already know they got you. So they don't even. You could do whatever you want to do. They don't even care because when it comes down to it, they know who you are. They know who your master is, and they know what you don't know. For lack of a better way of putting it. And that's what you only pray. Gang members and people that participate in criminal activity and all, they only prey on the people who don't know their rights. They don't prey on people that they know are packing.
Word. Check this out right here. Yosef just dropped some shit right here. Check this out. Yo, the lieutenant I encountered wouldn't let me speak to the chief because I didn't want to speak to him. Yo, but you're like, here's the thing about that, yo. Trying to get the chief to come out, that's gonna be hard. You better be like a celebrity or some shit like that. I doubt the chief will come out for a traffic stop.
No, that's the lieutenant. You have to go in that realm. They believe in hierarchy. You have to go. It's called the order. What is it called? Chain of command.
Yeah.
Everything in an administrative process. If you ever had, I've dealt with some probation officers and all that kind of stuff. You have to go in the chain of command because the ones at the top are going to say, "Did you use your remedy beneath me first before you came all the way up here?" That always works that way in an administrative process, and we know we're only dealing with administrations and administrative processes right now. You have to go through the chain of command, or otherwise they're just like the courts, the lower and higher courts. If you go directly to the high court, they're gonna say, "Did you use your remedy on the lower courts?"
Exactly. Yeah, I honestly see it like more like admiralty, honestly, like with the military and stuff like that. You know, like you've got like a boat and you've got this guy or this guy, that type of thing, which we all know is pretty much admiralty jurisdiction anyway. So it would make sense that you have to go up the chain of command. So I agree with him on that particular tip. You need to do that. So while you guys chop it up, I'm gonna look up a case law I wanted to discuss today. So give me a second.
With some good water.
Wait, hold on. So how long does it take the lieutenant to come out? Like, is he out there 5 minutes?
I was pulled over in my particular city. They went through their whole questionnaire. I refused to ID myself because I said unless I've committed a crime, obviously I went through that whole spiel. She said, "You do have to produce." I said, "Well, I need to speak to your lieutenant because obviously you haven't been educated in that." And she was like, "No, you're going to show me your ID." I said, "I'm probably not." You know what I mean? I'm like, "I'm not." And she was like, "Okay." And then she got on her walkie-talkie right there. It was like, he's asking for a lieutenant. He's not cooperating. You know, and then they tried to play the good cop, bad cop with my passenger. Like, see, you're cooperating. He's not cooperating. They tried to play that. And I just sat there for a minute. So I would say the lieutenant was on the scene within about 10 minutes.
Okay.
About 10 minutes. Yep. And that was a wrap. And that was a wrap. He was like, I noticed your tags. I noticed your plates. What kind of plates are those? I said, they're trust plates. He's like, oh. He was like, can you tell me more about it? I started telling him the whole spiel, how to do it and all that. What ended up happening by the end of the stop, he asked me, did I want to file any complaint against his officer? I said, no, she's only doing her job. I said, he said, but he said, do you have any information about what you're telling me about the trust and about the rights and all that kind of stuff? I said, yeah, I wrote my number down. I slipped it through the window. You know, I only had the window open about that far. I slipped it through. I say, here, give me a call. He was like, okay.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I feel like, because I've read something where they're just supposed to basically humor you, but I honestly don't think they give a shit about any of that stuff. I think they basically were told, because they call it quote unquote sovereign citizens. That's what they call it. They call it sovereign citizens. Yeah.
He did ask me that.
They'll try to lump you in that shit, and then they'll say, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm very interested in that. Yeah, do you have to?" Because there was another video where this white guy got pulled over, and he did the same thing you did. Basically, he didn't give up no ID or nothing like that. So he got the supervisor to come out. Supervisor came out, and the same exact thing happened. And he was like, "Yeah, you know, my guys are just doing this, that, and third. He just wanted to make sure nothing was going on with the car." And the dude says, "Well, I haven't committed a crime, so why do I have to give you any ID?" Like, I literally haven't committed a crime. And then he started spitting off case laws. He started spitting off statutes, all this shit. He was reading the riot act pretty much.
Yeah.
Without, he wasn't being loud or belligerent either. He was just very firmly stating his point and got his point across. And as a result, he got away without ID and shit.
Yeah.
So there you have it. It does work.
And all that screaming, yelling, and, you know, being tough and being hood and threatening and all that kind of stuff, it just shows that you don't have the capacity, you know, to deal with these type of situations. Remember, as consultant said, they're just doing their job. That's all they're doing. They're order followers. They're following their policy book by the letter of the law. By the letter of the legalities. That's all they're doing. So if you interrupt that, they don't know how to deal with you any other way. So that's why it devolves down to a primitive type of, interaction where they're tasing you and breaking your glass window and all that. Man, I ain't got to get out of my car. I ain't got to do nothing. You keep doing that and see what you get.
It's like what happened with me and Courtney. Like when I got pulled over and I called Courtney. When Courtney got on the phone and did his thing with the American National Consulate, the cop was actually like scared. His whole demeanor changed.
And the reason why he was shook is because he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
He knew he fucked up. Like, yo, I swear, yo, like, yo, the tonality in his voice changed. I heard that shit. Mm-hmm. He had a little creak in his voice. Even when I got pulled over, remember the third guy that pulled me over and shit? And he was like, "Where's your license? Give me your license." He was grunting. Give me your license and registration. What do you have? You got something else? And I basically kept saying, "That's all I got. That's all I got." He went back to his car, did his thing, whatever. Came back like, I'm going to give you a citation. He's whispering like a bitch, like, "Bro, I thought you was hard." You know, like, what? I didn't say this, but I'm thinking in my head, I thought you was hard body. Like, you thought you had a dumbass motherfucker, bitch. You saw that shit that popped up. Now you went around it and got the license, which you weren't supposed to do, but you saw what the fuck popped up in the computer. So anyway, let's get back to this. What I was going to tell you guys about. All right, so let's look at United States versus Cruikshank 92 U.S. 542.
Yep,
all right, so what I want to get to specifically, you can read the first one if you like, but check this out. I'm gonna read it off to you guys. There is in our political system of government of each of the southern states and the government of the United States. Each is distinct from the others.
Hey, bro, don't get none of that on the screen, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna start over because this motherfucker is sneezing and shit.
We're gonna get a computer virus.
Flinging germs everywhere. Goddamn Kamehameha wave of germs, bro.
I'll wipe my face. Like,
all right, check it out. All right, look. So there is in our political system a government of each of the several states and a government of the United States. Each is distinct from the others and has citizens of its own who owe it allegiance and whose rights within its jurisdiction it must protect. The same person may be at the same time a citizen of the United States and a citizen of a state, but his rights of citizenship under one of those governments will be different from those he has under the other. All right, so let's discuss. All right, so my question to you guys is, if the United States is a 10-mile square of Washington, D.C., how can it be possible that there are that there's a political government in other states of the United States, if that makes sense. Do you
Franchise.
Yeah, they have ancillaries and possessions. It can be a federal building and the officers thereof. You could be carrying their property, such as like a social security card,
Yeah.
you know, which is like it's like what you can consider it like an employee ID,
Mhm.
you know, which gives them jurisdiction over the possessor of that or whoever's claiming to possess it, you know, things of that nature.
Yeah.
So you're saying basically that carrying Caesar stuff gives Caesar jurisdiction.
The principle would be you can only control what you create.
And true. All right. So with that said, now I'm gonna throw you a hard question because I know Knowledge World backs you up 100% on that. All right. I'm gonna throw you a hard one. All right. Now check this out. The daughter of the emperor of such and such country wants to come to the United States to watch a NFL game, as unlikely as that might be. She gets a diplomatic passport to come over here. When she gets here, she gets the diplomatic immunity card and she gets the diplomatic immunity plate from the United States State Department of State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does she owe an allegiance to the United States corporation because she's here, or does she fall into another category?
All right. So I'll answer it with a scenario. Dennis Rodman went to North Korea. He didn't expose nothing there either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then too, let's say the princess in your scenario, she took benefits from the United States government. You know, so upon taking that, created a tacit agreement. She might not be held to the status of a citizen, but she has rules she has to follow.
Okay.
So if she gets pulled over, let's say she gets pulled over, it would be actually, you know, to be honest, it would in America, she would have the right to self-determination if she knew anything about status, number one. And number two, that'll determine which jurisdiction she falls up under. It's all dependent on her.
Interesting. Very interesting way to look at it. Knowledge World, question falls on you.
Without piggybacking too much on that, trying to bring something new to the table, you got to consider also what her connection is. What are those minimum contacts? What's her purpose being here? Okay, you know, who does she know? What family she come from? And more importantly, is she using a certain entity distinct and separate from herself, natural, individual self, flesh and blood self? Because that is the way I contend we are supposed to be doing the game. See, it's not necessarily that you have a legal entity. That's not the problem. The problem is, do you know how to operate it correctly wherein it is not joined with you?
That is very interesting. So now it sounds like what you might be saying is people that come here from other countries, they get themselves an American name for that to be their legal name that they do business with. Is that what you're saying?
Along those lines,
like when an Asian comes over here and his name is Robert Samuels, like, bro, you're from Shanghai, China. Your name is not Robert Samuels.
Right, but it might be that severe, but I would say it's a little bit more subtle in that if you're a true diplomat or whatever, they would have some type of a consular relation with the United States where there are treaties and backdoor deals that we may not see on the forefront. And in those deals, they have great attorneys and lawyers, okay, that know the game and will give them or insulate them with a certain capacity or an entity that will keep them from being joined as one.
So what you're saying is their consulate is pretty much what's causing that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So it sounds like to me, if you are interested in having a consulate to back you up, you need to hit that man up right there and talk to us.
Us. Yep, all of us.
At the end of the day, if we're gonna be doing that, we need to do it properly because he just broke it down for you guys.
It's got to be diplomatic. There is no eyes out here. There are no islands. There is none of that. You will not survive. I guarantee it. You will not survive. I don't care how much of the legal system you know. If you don't have some backing, you should know that if you grew up in in the hood or whatever, you got to have somebody to roll with. Otherwise, you just get run over.
Gotta have them witnesses.
Exactly. Yeah, witnesses. All right. So look, boom. Let's go ahead and take some of these questions here.
What you got to say about that, Kevin? You here?
Oh yeah. I mean, it kind of makes like the thing I was gonna do, like that sheet of paper I was gonna give to the police. Like I was literally gonna write just like bullet mark, like small bullet points, and like tell him like if he doesn't know anything, if he doesn't understand what's going on, I'm not gonna talk about Constitution, all of that nonsense stuff. So he should just get his sergeant or let me go or call the American National Consulate. So yeah, that's as soon as they call that counselor, like they know like okay, this guy's legit. So you gotta
All right, cool. So boom, let's go ahead and take some of these questions again. All right, so yeah, Dan Melvin's missing is the Bad Wolf. Yeah, man, Bad Wolf is like that dude's like the Phantom of the Opera. Yo, like hiding in the rafters like Sting in 1997 when the NWO was in the ring. You motherfucker be hiding up in the rafters with a baseball bat.
I just sent him a message. We'll see if we can get him on.
All right, cool. Kangaroo courts. Oh yeah, it's tricky as hell, man. Oh yeah, we know about the zip codes. We know about that. Yeah, we know about the jurisdiction of the zip codes. Absolutely.
I wonder what it feels like to go to court.
But who are the other two guys? I want to subscribe to them as well. Plug yourselves right in here, fellas. Plug yourselves right in here. You got an inquiry.
All right. Yeah.
Drop your channel. He's trying to subscribe to y'all, in other words.
I don't even do it.
I think A6 can he? Are you trying to enter your information in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Say what?
A6, he's trying to enter in the information into the chat. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I was trying.
Just drop your names in the chat. He wants to subscribe to y'all too. It's the consultant in Knowledge Well Media.
He said he subbed to A6 and Knowledge Well.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I misread that. Yeah. All right. So yeah, drop your names in the comment section. It's the consultant and what's his Kevin?
Yeah.
It's just Kevin.
Hey,
you might have trouble finding your channel, man.
I'm digging them braids, bro.
Oh, these?
I just. Oh, he talking about his?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
They fresh, man. They fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh
trying to get my hair to grow, man.
That's what it is. I had to go up and lock it up. I locked my joint up like 3 years ago now. That's 2.5.
Yeah.
True.
I used to before my hairline started receding. I used to dread down to here.
Oh yeah, locks. That's crazy.
I cut them off. They started wearing away my fronts. So I was like, I can't take it.
Yo, how did your locks pull back your hair, man? That's crazy.
I don't know. I guess all the twisting. Some people can't take it. You know what I'm saying? I used to have them down to here. I cut them off though because they started breaking and stuff right here. I was like, nah, I'm done with that.
That's interesting. That's interesting stuff. All right, so let's move on to another topic so y'all can carry it while I move on to something else we can discuss.
Kevin Della, tell us something about you, man, because you be all in the cut.
Okay, I mean,
where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Ghana.
Ghana, all right.
Yeah.
So how's it? What made you come over here? I mean, there's family.
I mean, okay, let's start. So, like 2.5 years ago, you feel me? Now this was when I knew nothing. I was regular U.S. citizen, sheep, all that. All right, I knew nothing. All right. My mom set up a doctor's appointment to go to the hospital, to the just to like a checkup and all that, and she wanted me to take the HPV vaccine, and like back then I knew nothing, all of that. So I'm not gonna blame her. I'm not gonna blame myself. I went. I took it. Long story short, I got sick, like hella sick, like cancer, stuff, things like that. Um, then I started basically trying to eat healthy, trying to get myself better, and like I didn't want to tell him and all of that. So what happened was I healed myself, and from that time on, like nothing was ever the same. I never looked at anything the same again. I
Right.
was like what is going on? So I was just researching, looking at stuff, trying to heal myself, and I did, right. And up to this point, I mean, at that time, I was looking into conspiracy theories, flat Earth, basically just conspiracy stuff, right?
Right.
Now, about 2 months ago, I was trying to get my driver's license, and I'm like, hold on, if everything I learned was like a lie and all that, then why do I need a driver's license to drive and everything like that? So I was like, hold on, there has to be something out there. So I was just on the YouTube, on the internet, looking at something like that could just, I don't know, just something. So then I came across Finest Things Walking video on State Citizen, Do Not Detain list, all of that.
Shout out the finest thing walking, by the way.
Yeah, so I saw that video, then I was like, what the whoa. And so like about 3 months ago is when I got into all this, US citizen law, all that stuff, and now I'm trying to.
So did you get a green card, or you were born here, or what?
No, I came here like 9 years ago. I've been living here for 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
And they give you got a passport?
Passport? Oh yeah, I have a passport. Yeah.
Okay.
You went through the process with Bad Wolf.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
So you did that. Okay. And you're under 25.
He 18.
Yeah.
I turned 19 yesterday, so.
Oh,
Right,
he's
you
18. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday. And you graduating soon too, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's you in the right place. I wish I would have started when you started.
I was just saying that, bro.
That's crazy you said that, because I wish I knew this like 2 years ago, at least 2. But hey, it is what it is. I can't complain.
No, you in a good spot. You in the right spot.
Absolutely. All right, boom. So this is where we at right now. We talking about Kent versus Dolls. This is one of my favorite cases, 1958. All right, so read very thoroughly on this. I'm just going to basically hold on this paragraph here, maybe a few others. All right, so the syllabus. At a time when an act of Congress required a passport for foreign travel by citizens, if a state of national emergency had been declared by the president, and when the proclamation necessary to make the act effective had been made, the Secretary of State denied passports to petitioners because of their alleged communistic beliefs and associations, and their refusal to file affidavits concerning present or past membership in the Communist Party. So, let's see here. Secretary of State was not authorized to deny passports for the reasons under the Act of July 3rd, 1926. Boom. So here we are. The right to travel is part of liberty, of which a citizen cannot be deprived without due process of law under the Fifth Amendment. That word citizen is tricky, but
it's sure. Hey, right there. There's a lot of meat in that. If you go too fast on that, you'll miss it. You'll miss it.
That word citizen is definitely tricky. So be careful, very careful with that shit, because you know what they're talking about.
Look what it's. Right.
Wait,
liberty is in quotation marks.
Wait, I got a question. So like when people like travel to other countries and stuff, they can just go there without green cards and all of that, right? Can they, or do they need?
I never had one.
I got a question. Not to cut your question off, but this is gonna basically solidify your question. If I owned a private plane, would I need a passport to travel to another country? If I'm not using Caesar's shit.
No.
Well, I think consultant got the answer for that.
I've been to a country on a private plane, and on two scenarios. One when we went to, where did we go? I think it was Panama. There, yeah, I did have to have a passport or some type of identification. And then the second time was going to Colombia, and I didn't have to have a passport or anything actually, because we landed in somebody's backyard.
It's so
So if you're going to a point of embarkation, which
Right.
is a point of customs where you're bringing in goods, they have to account for that. If you're going to any port, yeah, you got to have some type of identification.
It's the same thing as driving your car. It's commercial versus private.
Got it.
It's just the air. That's the difference. That's very interesting. All right, boom. So there you have it.
Well,
So
it's where you dock. He said he landed in somebody's backyard. That's not coming to a dock or a port.
That's private.
Docks and ports are commercial. Are you get what I'm saying? Commercial.
Issue, yeah. Got you. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So there you have it. So the right to travel also extends to the air. So if you got a private plane or jet or whatever, if you got money like that, of course, because you gotta have money to have that. Let's not kid ourselves. And you can do that, then yes, you are able to travel without a passport. But if you are a regular motherfucker like me and most of the people watching, and mostly everybody else, and you need to jump on Caesar's shit, you better have Caesar's documents. So there you have it. There you have it.
Yeah. And remember, the reason why is because you're boarding plane services that are regulated by the FAA.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? So it's the federal corporation regulating travel through the air through these megaliths such as United and what are the other, Frontier, and all. See, they're co-signed into the federal government, right? So they get bailouts and things like that from the federal government as long as they're towing the line. So when you come there, you just want to go visit grandma over in Texas. You don't even realize that you're about to, you see what I'm saying, go through that whole system that is in allegiance to the federal corporation known as the United States, because they work together in a partnership with the United States.
Even about that, by the way, everyone, it wasn't like drugs or nothing in Colombia. It was actually an art show. But at that guy's house, he actually owned the airspace above him.
How the hell can you own airspace? Like, that's crazy.
I've heard
it. Rich people own airspace, bro.
Yep.
And this guy was very wealthy, and no plane could go. I think he owned a mile.
Yeah.
In the air. Planes couldn't go over. What his excuse was like he was afraid that toxic waste was going to dump on his house, like poop from a plane.
Chemtrails.
Whatever it may be. But he controlled his airspace and the land underneath his house.
Right. You have the right. Okay, I did see case law on that, in fact, when it talked about it's not eminent domain, it's called something else. Basically,
Dominion.
Was it
Dominion?
No, it'll come to me, but it has to do with the government's ability to take private land as long as they recompense you for taking it.
Yeah, I saw that. I can't remember what case it was, but I did read that. And that should actually happen here in Maryland, as a matter of fact. Guy had a farm and they wanted to run a fucking highway through his shit.
Right.
I was like, God damn, that's crazy.
It'll come to me what it is. Basically, the discussion was the air above the property, and I have the right to build vertically.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta, monopolize that airspace, because if I so choose to keep building higher and higher, and like the consultant said, it was like a mile. It's regulated how high it is, but it's very true.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. That's a whole interesting conversation, bro. We need to tackle that sometime because that's a whole lot of
They
cool
have
shit, man.
airspace brokers.
Yeah.
I was actually
Yo, that's
looking at.
wild, yo.
I'm getting into that. I'm letting y'all know right now. I'm
Do you
getting
know what
into commercial
level
real estate
of
and
James
airspace.
Bond ballery you have to be having an airspace broker?
Look
Like, yo,
who's
that
going to
is
be your
crazy.
clients, though. Your
Right.
clients are going to be wealthy people, man.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I mean, we talk about planes and boats. You talking about dudes that have means. You know, and there's also there's also what you can own water too, correct? Right?
Yep.
There's something to that, and that's part of that. That's part of the case. I got to find out what that's called. I'll find out.
I know
I'll be-
here in Florida, like let's say if you are on like
I'll be right back.
a waterway, you can own the land underneath the water because you got to build like a dock.
Hey, consultant, do me a favor. Yo, drop a comment in the chat so dude can subscribe to your channel. He can't. It's hard to find your channel on YouTube.
All right, let me.
But continue what y'all were talking about, yo.
All right, y'all can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Hold on, let me drop a what's up.
That's very, very interesting stuff, man. All right, so boom, there you have it. It's public and private, even in the sky and even with the water. All right, so let's move down here. So B, the broad power of the secretary under 22 USC 211A to issue passports, which has long been considered discretionary, has been construed generally to authorize the refusal of a passport when when the applicant is not a citizen or a person owing allegiance to the United States or was engaging in criminal or unlawful conduct. All right, so we need to look into 22 USC 211A because that is interesting, right?
What is that? The broad power of the secretary? Gotcha.
We need to look into that. I'm about to pull that up now, matter of fact, because we need to. That's a little spinoff, but we need to tackle that. Correct? Take a look at it. See what it says. All right. All right, we're gonna come back to that in a second. Jump over here. See what that says. All right, boom. Let's read it. All right. 22 USA Code 211A, authority to grant, issue, and verify passports. The Secretary of State may grant and issue passports and cause passports to be granted, issued, and verified in foreign countries by diplomatic and consular offices of the United States and by such other employees of the Department of State who are citizens of the United States as the Secretary of State may designate, and by the Chief or other executive officer of the insular possessions of the United States under such rules as the President shall designate and prescribe for and on behalf of the United States, and no other person shall grant, issue, or verify such passports. Unless authorized by law, a passport may not be designated as restricted for travel to or for use in any country other than a country with which the United States is at war, where armed hostilities are in progress, or where there is imminent danger to the public health or the physical safety of the United States travelers. All right, that was a lot, bro. That was a lot. All right, that was a lot. So, all right, let's look deeper into that. Courtney, you heard what I just said, what I just read. Let's look deeper into it. Consultant, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, let's take a look deeper. All right. Secretary of State may grant and issue passports and cause passports to be granted, issued, and verified in foreign countries by diplomatic and consular officers of the United States and by such other employees of the Department of State who are citizens of the United States as the Secretary of State may designate. And it's a long ass run-on sentence, so I'm just gonna break it down right there. So it sounds like to me that they're basically saying that they are the ones who can issue these passports to travel about their areas. That's basically what I got from that. If you're a citizen of the United States, or if the Secretary of State designates it. So bang. So to me, that kind of ties right in with the my question about China earlier. if there's a, basically a princess or something that wants to come here, she's not a United States citizen, but she can get like a passport or diplomatic passport or something of that nature from them, as they would designate. That's what I got from that. How about you guys?
I get exactly where you're going with it.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, so
you know where I'm going with it.
I know exactly where you're going. All right. So how you get a diplomatic passport is you would just start up an international organization that is of interest to the United States. And upon your official, if you're doing official business with that registered international business, and you're an ambassador of that international business, let's say Bill Gates, he has the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. When they go to Africa or even here, they have like diplomatic passports. If you have an international organization, you have diplomacy. You're establishing your diplomacy because it's humanitarian, and you're protected underneath your organization. You just have to have an entity. That's why it's telling you about the passports where it's talking about a United States citizen or a person. Those are specific entities that are eligible to receive one, but companies underneath the 14th Amendment have those same rights as well. So you can set a status for your person that you're appearing as, or your persona that you're appearing as, whether it be an international corporation or a non-for-profit organization, and you can get a diplomatic passport representing the official business of that with U.S. interests. You can get a diplomatic passport with that.
Okay. Now that's very interesting. So my question to you then is, all right, so if you decided to do something, if a person decided to do something like that, and they got that diplomatic passport, they will be back underneath that jurisdiction of the United States, because that is a benefit from the United States. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Yeah. You want the diplomatic passport because you want all your rights and you don't want to be harassed or what have you, or for whatever reason you're getting it for. But on the same token, you're pretty much still putting yourself under United States corporation. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the person is always underneath the United States jurisdiction.
Precisely.
The person is what me, like my message, and I'm pretty sure everybody on here's message is too to the people, is that it's just like what I just said out of my mouth just now. You got to know the difference between a person and people. They are not synonymous. Try to use them in a sentence. There's a difference between public and private.
Yeah.
You know, gracias. There's a difference between public and private, and people have to know how to operate within those two. You know, yeah.
And if I can chime in on this,
sure.
That first paragraph or what have you, where you stopped that, this is talking about again the Secretary of State granting, okay, and issuing passports. These are consular functions. These are Department of State. Department of State used to be known as the Department of Foreign Affairs. They obfuscated it and hid it so that you didn't realize that department handles the foreign dealings between not only international, but each of the states in this union were independent and sovereign nations. They're foreign to each other. Mm-hmm. So that's why the State Department issues things like passports. And let me just go a step further. Okay. As we established the American National Consulate, the consulate duties is to one of the consulate duties is to issue passports, because guess what? You being an American national, that's foreign to the United States and its territories. We have no choice but to issue passports to our members, because if you're declaring that you're foreign to the United States, then you should have a passport to even traverse into their territories and possessions. Mm-hmm. By all rights, they could hold you in some type of contempt of international law for claiming to be an American national, but not coming across with permission into their territories. That's why we got to get a move on what we're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You have it. There you have it.
Yeah. So they're just outlining to you the consular relations and what the duties is of the Secretary of State or the State Department. And then it says, and cause passports to be granted, issued, and verified in foreign countries. Because why? Because they have United States consulates in foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
You go to one of their consulates as a U.S. citizen that travels into that foreign country. You go to your consulate, United States consulate, in order to get your distribution of your passports and things. That's what it's saying right there.
Bing. All right. So anybody who had questions about it, you just heard it right there. All right. So boom, check this out. Let's continue. Under such rules as the president shall designate and prescribe for and on behalf of the United States, and no other person shall grant, issue, or verify such passports. So that's pretty much basically saying that nobody else can issue a United States passport but the United States itself, which is perfectly reasonable. Why the hell would somebody who doesn't work for Microsoft issue somebody a Microsoft penthouse office key card? That doesn't make any damn sense. So there you have it. All right, so let's continue. Unless authorized by law, a passport may not be designated as restricted for travel to or for use in any country other than a country which the United States is at war. All right, let's break that up. So, the passport being designated basically is restricted for travel or such. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that particular statement there would tie into this whole thing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars? This whole debacle that everybody's talking about. Do you think that ties in directly with that?
My mom has 5 stars. No, I swear to God, she just got a passport and filled it out regularly.
Right.
Wait. Is she an immigrant? Like, did she like fly into the
What's her background? What's her nationality?
Yeah.
Black.
So like she came here.
Is she from the United States, America, whatever?
Yeah.
Northland?
Yeah, the American land. Yeah, she's from the land.
What? That's weird.
Here's the thing, man, and I'm starting to learn why everybody says the stars don't mean shit. I really don't think they do anymore. Maybe they meant something at one time, but now like motherfuckers started to figure that shit out. So they said, "Man, fuck this. Let's just start doing random shit."
I heard they had him in the book, but they took him out. Why would they take him out of the book?
Yeah, I saw. Bad
got
Wolf. He dropped a video saying there are stars on the book. They just like printed it on a film or something like that. I don't know. I never even looked because I don't give a shit anymore at this point.
Right. Well, I did a very, howbeit speculative, I did a very detailed deliberation on this issue with the stars.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and I think it has everything to do with your offspring, your nationality, the ancestry.com. It goes into your haplotype group and all that. Because what I found is, and we might get cut off because we did this before and we got cut off. I ain't gonna go into. I won't go into it though. But I'll just say like this. What I've found thus far is the very agency within the state that deals with the birth certificates, the vital statistics, and all that kind of stuff, your genealogy, their mother company, if you will, or parent company is the CDC. The CDC, okay, you follow me? The CDC tracks all things having to do with your blood, your genealogy, they call it in the name of disease control. Disease control, right? But that is the parent company of all the vital statistics and the Register of Deeds. And the Register of Deeds and the vital statistics is all about registering land patents, genealogies. They got all the records all through your bloodline. So, and a long story short is that I contend that when they're doing that 2 weeks to a month process, they're running everything. That's why it takes so long for them to turn around a passport. What they're doing is going through your genealogy. They're going through your genealogy, and I got more evidence for that, but I'll stop with that.
Yeah, drop that right there, man, because we great.
See,
Yeah.
The connection slowed up a little bit when you said that. All right, so look, boom. I got now. Here's a question I got for you guys. All right, now this is gonna be a weird question, but if you really put the pieces together, because I'm really just doing like a forensics and comparing this to everything that I'm basically thinking about. All right, so look, unless authorized by a law, a passport may not be designated as restricted for travel to or for use in any country other than a country with which the United States is at war. All right, so let's think about it like this. The United States had a war on drugs, is that correct?
yeah.
Yes.
All right, we all know the United States had a war on drugs. All right. The drugs were in certain areas very more concentratedly being sold, quote unquote. We're going to leave it there pretty much as far as that goes. Bad neighborhoods that are in poverty or impoverished and such, lots of drugs around those areas and such. So would that constitute as the United States corporation being at war with those other bad neighborhoods, which are not the United States, which is technically America?
They can do anything they want to their citizens.
Good point.
They can go to war with their own citizens because their citizens are quote unquote going to war with them by being citizens and violating their policies, which could be of like international interest or whatnot. You know, doing interstate commerce internationally by having like cocaine being distributed to them from outside of the U.S.
Agreed. And everybody knows whenever you move something that somebody belongs to somebody else, they had better get that damn cut, which they ain't get no taxes from it. Guess what?
Hey, I'm gonna put a secret out there. What people refer to as the stars, they're called annotations.
I was gonna say asterisks, but okay.
Asterisks, yeah.
Asterisks.
When you get a visa, they consider it an annotation. And if you want to know what the stars mean, you find out what the annotations are that alludes to the stars. Because people have been like Googling the wrong word.
Right.
Like
they're asterisks.
You get a foreign passport. As y'all see, this is not an American passport.
Right.
And then, you know, you go from there. You look into them. Yeah, you'll find it.
Yeah.
But they mean something, but it only applies to foreigners.
Okay.
And you can't put it out there publicly. I'll tell you that now. You'll get a visit.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because it's an issue of
national security.
National security, yeah.
So let me ask you a question now. Remember the guy that called in a while back and he says, oh, it looks like they told me I can't. They have records. I'm a U.S. citizen. They don't want to give me a passport unless I reapply as a U.S. citizen.
I know what.
Now, by this technicality from what I just brought up, because I'm going to tie it all in. Let's say this guy lived in an area that basically was heavy with the whole drug situation, and the government denied him a passport because he lived in an area that was heavily drug operated or moved, in which the United States is at war. Do you think that could have possibly been a reason?
Absolutely. It says it right there.
There you go. So maybe if it's a situation where you weren't getting your passport or whatever, they wouldn't give you your passport. Maybe this could be the answer right here, hidden in plain sight. But you have to understand how everything works. If it's a situation where you live in one of those areas that the United States is at war with because it's a heavy drug war and people are armed and such, like it says right here in the next sentence, armed hostiles are in progress or where there is imminent danger to the public health and the physical safety of the United States travelers. Maybe that's why they didn't give you a passport. That's just putting it out there. Something to think about.
And also consider this. As dirty as it is, and I won't go into detail, but remember, the United States was causing its own citizens to be impotent.
Mm-hmm.
They were targeting genes.
I see. I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, they doing that. They still doing that shit. I'm not gonna say why though.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I said I'll put it to you like this. We won't deliberate on it much on here because we don't want to get cut off. But I'll tell you this: on my YouTube channel, look for passport. Thank your lucky stars.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge well YouTube. Knowledgeable Media YouTube. Watch that.
I saw it, but like at the end, like okay, so you were saying they're trying to get rid of someone. That's
No. We can't go into it. We can't go into it.
I feel like I don't understand it well. I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, we can't go into it. This is A6's thing tonight. We can't go there. I'm not trying to get
Courtney, what do you think about my situation? Like with the private like consultation? Like, can we make that happen, or do I have to like get the recordings?
Well, we on A6s right now, man. You got to talk to me offline.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. But hit my man. My man's full of knowledge. His knowledge well for a reason. Not the knowledge. All right, so let's take.
I got it booked for Thursday.
All right, boom. So I have a question. I'm 49. I've had Social Security stolen out of my check ever since I started working at 16. I know nationals are entitled to the benefits, but how do you stay out of their jurisdiction if you keep it? I'm too old to throw it away if I don't have to.
Consultant?
All right. This is not tax advice, legal advice. Hell, I'm not even giving advice. I'm just
He's just talking out loud. Y'all just happen to be listening.
I'm gonna talk to my plants over here. Right. So plants. All right. So with the Social Security, you could register. If I was the plant, I would register my name. Matter of fact, I would just get it all transferred to my trust.
Oh,
there's that word again. There's that T word again.
My bad.
That's the key.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Bing.
If it's stolen, it's because it's not being protected.
Yeah. Asset protection.
Wait, quick question. So, like the trust, right? Is there a fee?
A fee for what?
I don't know. The trust. Is there a fee?
What do you mean? Is there a fee? You gotta elaborate that.
Okay. Is there like a yearly, monthly fee or something like that?
Oh, for your trust?
Yeah.
We have to talk offline, man.
Yeah,
this ain't the
private.
You don't want to mix in public and private, yo. So do that. All right. So consultant, just need a link to your channel. Yeah, people trying to follow you, consultant, but it's real hard.
You can't find it. I tried before.
Yeah.
He don't want to be found. Leave it there, yo.
Yeah. I put a what did I say in the chat? I said what's up in the chat. You know.
Yeah, just scroll up or something.
For some reason, it don't let you click the name in the chat no more. They stopped doing that like 2 years ago.
Oh.
Let's take another one here. American nationals are technically diplomats of the United States. Look at what the word diplomat means. All non-U.S. citizens living here in North America are foreign.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you got to know how to act. You have to act in that. It's a capacity. It's a person. It's a status, and you have to act within that. You have to know how to act within. You have to know how to be diplomatic.
Precisely.
You got to have some diplomacy. You can't just claim something and not be it,
I'll be honest with you, man. I'll go as far as to say being able to handle all your own shit without having to have your hand held. Goddamn start. Like, yo, the whole entire thing about people want to be diplomats, but then want to fuck around and take benefits and shit like that. Like, what case did we read? We read a case, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, where the lady was basically, the goddamn agents came in her house or something like that, or they were saying it wasn't unjustified. And if it was unjustified, it was justified because she was taking benefits and privileges and from the government. Therefore, she waived her right to the Fourth Amendment. So there you have it. Like shit like that is what puts you in the other realm.
And go ahead.
Oh yeah, like if people think it's like difficult to live and not take benefits from the United States, I'll tell y'all right now, I haven't worked in how long it's been?
6, 7 years, 7. 6.
Yeah, something like that.
What the?
I mean, I'm all right. I can take y'all to the garage. I'm all right, and I don't use like paper money or nothing like that. Yeah.
You're getting me way too excited. I swear.
I'm first-hand witness. We went out last night. So
yeah.
Yo, carry it. I'll be right back. Carry it though. Go ahead.
Go ahead, consult.
But yeah, it's very possible, and once you get it, you ain't going back. There's no point,
Y'all be, I can't, bro. Y'all be getting me way too excited for this stuff.
I mean, shoot, I wish I had somebody to tell me.
Right, man.
You blessed, man.
Man, you don't know how much.
Hey, we all got here by going through hell.
Right.
Thank you.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button.
The host is back. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. If you're not subscribed, we don't give no legal advice, so ain't none of this legal advice. This is all just us talking.
Right.
So don't ask us no legal advice because we ain't got it. Go ask an attorney or something like that.
Right.
If you're a U.S. citizen, man, I don't even know why you over here for real because we ain't got it.
So,
And
contraband.
yes, oh yeah, facts. Hey, look, we are saving this for later. All my lives go on later. They usually take a day or two to post, so give us some time on my channel anyway. I don't know what's up with other people's channels.
Right.
Yeah, I got that. As a matter of fact, So
I just got this email.
Yeah.
What happened?
Right.
What was that?
Yeah. So this right here.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
And we on it. So anyway, moving on. Let me see. Where we leave off. God damn, I hate when it does that. Let me get out of this one. I need to be in this one here. Here it is. All right, so let's take a look here. Let's go back to where we're at. I'm not gonna go through this whole entire thing, but I want to be. We need to analyze this. All right, so we already talked about the U.S. citizen thing, which Courtney pointed that out pretty much. The citizen word is very, very tricky, and liberty, which is in parentheses.
It's a privilege.
Right? Yeah, which is suspect as hell. So, we looked at 22 USC 21 2011, actually 211A, and now we're looking at. This court hesitates to impute to Congress when in 1952 it made a passport necessary for foreign travel and left its issuance to the discretion of the Secretary of State, which was formerly, what'd you say, Courtney? Department of Foreign Affairs?
That's right.
There you have it. A purpose to give him an unbridled discretion to withhold a passport from a citizen for any substantive reason he may choose. All right. I think that's pretty clear cut.
Another note too. All of the Register of Deeds, the Vital Statistics Office. Guess what those used to be called in each of the states?
Do tell.
The Office of Probate.
And when did they change that? About what year?
Look in your state because, it started on the state level before your state joined the union. So it was the territories, the actual land mass, and it was called. What did we find out? Do you remember?
Yeah, you were teaching me about it.
It was called the something probate. The Office of
Probate, yeah,
and Land Management or something.
Mm-hmm.
See, they obfuscated, they hid that, and started calling it the Vital Statistics, so that you would not know what the Bureau of Land Management or something and probate. But no,
it's the Office of Wills, Office of Wills and Deeds or something like that.
Yeah, it has to do with probate because see, their probate. This is all about administering and probating the legal entity, which is the corpse, a dead body. See, they smudged it over and obfuscated it and changed the name to the Vital Statistics and the Register of Deeds. And in my state, in Wisconsin, before incorporating, it was 1836. Then in 1848, that's when they incorporated, joined the union, and then all of a sudden the Register of Deeds was born in all of the counties of the state. If you look in your state, look before you join the union and see what your vital statistics in the State Department used to be called. And you're going to find it has something to do with probate, wills, testates, intestates, and all that kind of stuff. Watch what I tell you. because it was all about the legal entity the state created, which is the corporation or corpse, dead body.
Mm-hmm.
And you probate the estate of a dead body.
It goes back to the living versus the dead, which is basically, what God created living versus whatever's dead or doesn't have a soul or what have you can be created by the opposite. So that's what it basically goes back down to with the U.S. citizen thing. The legal entity is a dead entity. So with that dead entity, it's basically artificial. With the artificial, it can be controlled by the other guy. So there you have it. All right, so boom, let's go here.
Yeah, the legal thing, the legal name they use is called in full life.
Yeah.
In full life.
All right. So we left off there. Now let me see here. What was that? C? Were we just on? All right, so let's go here. D. No question concerning the exercise of war power is involved in this case. I think that's pretty clear cut. E. If a citizen's liberty to travel is to be regulated, which regulated is basically another word for making that shit a privilege or something like that, it must be pursuant to the lawmaking functions of Congress. Any delegation of power must be subject to adequate standards, and such delegated authority will be narrowly construed. So, citizens, there's that word again, the citizens, basically. So anytime we're talking citizens, we're not really talking rights. We're really talking like basically privileges. So this is what I read it is. If a citizen's privilege to travel is to be privileged, that's what I read. It must be pursuant to the lawmaking functions of Congress. We're basically issuing privileges to that citizen. That's what I got out of that.
Yep. Bottom line, it's all a privilege. Bottom line, because you're property, you're subject. You're subject to the dominion of a government, a body that controls the way you think, controls your mind.
Precisely. All right, so that's clear cut also.
Y'all ever notice? Oh, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to jump into F, but go ahead. No, you can go ahead and do your thing.
Nah, mine was gonna be off topic. I mean, in topic, but it's gonna be
shit. We can always spin back around, man.
Now, I was just gonna ask y'all ever notice? You seem like we had like the little border crisis or whatnot. Mm-hmm. I wonder why like attorneys and stuff like that, they won't go and like fight at like Congress or whatever for the rights of like people, people being snatched up and stuff. But like I was watching Dave Jose, he's fighting for the people out there in Arizona and stuff, and they're giving him flack because he actually has remedies, and they're critiquing his remedies, even though they are also powerful, but they won't go and like try to change the laws to, save children.
They can't.
Yeah.
They can't.
It's a messed up game, man.
They can't. The fictitious or fictional realm cannot interlope into the realm of man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Attorneys represent the best interest of the state, and that is their God. Caesar is their God. Mm-hmm. They cannot switch sides and come and act in the best interest of flesh and blood man. To do so, and you may have heard of this, attorneys end up missing. Mm-hmm. Attorneys end up dead.
What was that attorney that ended up dead in the water? I think she ended up in the Hudson River or something like that. Yeah. She was the first Muslim attorney.
Yeah.
I can't remember. She looked into some case, and she ended up in the goddamn lake. They said it was suicide. Bro,
let me tell you something. This stuff is powerful, and we ain't gonna go into detail here. But this stuff is so powerful. It is looked at as a sort of a blood oath. I'm not gonna say anything further than that. But to join the bar association and all that, I got history on that.
Mm-hmm.
I got history on that.
Absolutely. I mean, I've always said from the jump, man. I'd even say the police department, bro, because I actually grew up with guys. One guy I knew named I'm not gonna say his name, but he we used to street race together back in the day, and we was out there. We used to do goddamn 200 miles an hour on the damn highway and shit, flying up and down, damn near. And this kid actually ended up becoming a police officer and shit. So we hadn't heard from this cat in about like 9 years. He pulls back up. what's up, man? What's going on with you? And it's like, yeah, you know, things just changed. I can't hang around the same people no more. You know, you'd be surprised at shit I done seen working for the force. Like, yo, it's crazy. I can't say, I can never say. That shit is all, yo, there's some shit that goes on behind what we don't see. And the reason why a lot of this shit continues to go on is because the nail that's sticking out gets hammered in. So, like, a lot of them just basically want to keep a low key and shit like that. It's the same thing with all these officials and stuff, man. I think it's like you said, it's a blood oath. And all these people are taking, you know, whatever God they worship or such, you know, and whatever entity they worship and what have you, you know, there's certain rules they have to follow because there's still rules and that kind of thing. But that shit's all private. You feel me?
Yeah, you see it in the movies all the time. They show the Brotherhood of the Police Association, administration, what have you, and you see what happens. The group of them go rogue, and then the one try to do the right thing, and they all come after them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come after one of their own, right? Because
Fraternal Order of Police.
There it is. Enough said.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna put this one thing out there. Hold on, give me one sec. Yeah, because everybody was talking about this.
And then with the lawyers, you got like the Barrister Society.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stuff. Bar Guild or whatever it's called.
There it is right there.
It's all trust. It's all trust.
Check this out, yo.
Organizations, trust.
Check this out right here. All right, so look, boom. Expounding on that, what you just said, because very interesting. But I'm gonna touch on this, and this is public. This is the only reason I'm sharing this shit because this is already public. Get this damn thing to come up. Check this out right here. What the fuck is this? Hold on, let me get this out of the way. I hate
what? A Memorial Day sale. Where are we going? Let's go.
Here we go. Check this out right here, yo. This is in Baltimore. We talked about this for a while back, trying to figure out what the hell happened. But yo, there was a detective, and the story never made sense. The story was there was a call for these officers to go into the scene or whatever. There was gunshots or something like that. So here's what the story was. The officer went into the alley. The police partner did not go into the alley. And the officer was killed with his own service weapon somehow. And then they said it was basically a suicide later on. The guy's name was Sean Suter. This happened in 2019. This was crazy. Yeah, and this dude was a detective. So, like, it just makes you wonder, you know, what the fuck is really going on here, you know? And, you know, the facts will never see the light of day. But it's just interesting, you know, when we start talking about stuff like that and, you know, stuff gets ruled as suicide. You read into this case if you want, but it's very interesting.
No doubt, man. It's corruption in the highest order. And, again, I'm just going to caution everybody, you know, just kind of give help A6 and the whole platform here to understand something and understand. Because we care. We love to do what we do. I'm sure everybody on here agrees. We love to do what we do, but this is not everyone's game. Okay? It's not everyone's game. This is not, you don't come here, you don't sit at the table with the big boys thinking that you know something and mess their game up. They're not having that. Here's the bifurcation. The distinction is this. If you play in the game and you are taking benefits, you know, and then 1 month you're taking benefits, then the next month you ain't taking benefits. I don't want part. They're not having that. That's not happening. You're in or you're out. Okay. And that's those people this type of scenario that you're seeing here that A6 just showed you. That type of stuff happens to those that are in. Oh, you're part of the brotherhood. You're part of the association. And then they out. You cannot do that. Make a decision. You're in or you're out.
Precisely.
There's your warning.
There you have it. And then, like I said, I ain't going to go too deep into that shit. That shit was on the news and it was public. Read about it yourself. But there you have it. So, I mean, however you decide to move around, make sure you decide how you're going to move around and do that shit. Don't be goddamn interloping and shit.
Right.
There you have it. All right, boom. So that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much gonna be it for that section I was talking about because I think it pretty much closed out from right there.
Yeah.
All right, so we got any questions for anybody in the comment section? If you want to ask us any questions, you can do so right now. We still need to set up that trip, man. Now y'all done taking the trip, and I like that. That's dope. Y'all took the trip, but we gotta do something where all four of us get out there and do some shit.
It's in the works. It's in the works. There's some forefront issues that we have to work out because we have to bring this together. We have to bring this together. There's no I, there's no he, there's no she. It needs to be us. When we get that, okay? Because we hit on it earlier. You cannot be a lone wolf out here. We don't care what set you claim it. You cannot be a lone wolf. You cannot be, I'm an American national and just standing by myself out here, an island to myself, just me, myself, and I. It's not going to work. So you may as well acclimate to what we're presenting to you, get on board, come together as a family, and there is strength in numbers.
Exactly. And the only thing we're trying to do, ain't no hostility, ain't no bullshit. We ain't out here trying to do no war, goofy shit like that. Only thing we trying to do basically is be peaceful. We trying to move around with our rights. We trying to enjoy life, and we trying to basically just stand up with each other, not for each other, but with each other as a nation, man. And just basically move through peacefully.
Right. And we need to bring businesses. Do y'all have businesses, man? I've been making a call. A6. Everybody been making a call. Do you have businesses? Do you have trade skills that you have? Are you an entrepreneur? Okay. Are you in the music industry? Why can't we have our own platforms? Why do we got to keep making these unseen faces wealthy when we have each other right here? I know some of y'all can sing, rap, whatever. Make our own platform. Stop taking benefits. Stop. You're an American national. Build us up now. How about we do our thing?
Facts. Agreed. 100%. So there you have it, man. So let's check the messages. Looks like I think we all caught up here, actually.
All right.
We all caught up on the messages. All right, anything y'all want to add before we zip out of here? Because I think that's going to be it. Nobody's asking any additional questions. Drop the number to the consulate there, too, Court.
All right,
please. Do that, and then as a matter of fact, hold on. And then also, I know you just did an oath last week, right?
Last week Sunday.
I missed that one, but okay. Did you plan on doing another one, or is that going to be it for a minute?
We have to get caught up. Okay, we got some people that are kind of straggling. We working out that United States citizen mindset. I understand that this is a culture shock for some reason. My battery running low. Whatever. Oh, there it goes. I understand this is a culture shock to people. It is new. We want to be patient. We want to grow. We want to help you get where you need to get. Okay, we got some intelligent. It is what it is. We intelligent brown-skinned men right here, right? Okay, we ain't against our other brothers coming in too. We don't do the whole diversification. We don't do all that division type stuff. We take you as you are, okay? But what we're saying is that you gotta come to the table with what you have. We need everybody, and the consulate is here. If we want to be here, we want to provide services. If you get pulled over and all that kind of stuff, that's what we're here to do. But we need everybody to come together, working together as a family, and we can make this work. Okay. I'll put the consulate information. I'll put the phone number up right now.
Yeah, do that. And I'll also say too, this shouldn't be an issue, honestly, in 2021, but you'd be surprised. If you don't have your own little office or something set up, please do that shit, man. Get yourself a little table off Amazon or something like that, or whatever. Even if you don't want to support Caesar shit, build your own table or something. But get a little office, get a little table, get yourself a laptop or something like that, and a printer. Those and some pens and stuff, some stamps and such, so you can have your own station. And just move from there. That way, if you got a copy of scanned documents, you ain't got to go to Kinko's. You ain't got to go down the road and shit. Again, this might not be the issue for a lot of people, but I think the issue is people need to go places to do shit. Your scanner might be broken or something like that. Get on that shit. Stop putting that shit off.
Like $40 at Walmart.
There you go. Hey, there you have it. So boom, if you need to scan your documents or whatever, do that shit, Let
It's
that be
time.
business.
It's time for us to put away the United States mindset and start to do what we need to do to get this thing working, man. It's time. It is what it is. Okay, it's
Exactly.
serious.
100%, man. Let's get moving, man. As a people, as a nation, man. We are shining bright. Let's take care of ourselves and each other. All right,
Right.
so I mean that's pretty much it for tonight, man. I hope
I'm trying
everybody
to get
enjoyed
this
the
up
live
here.
stream. Oh yeah, put that up, put that up, put that up.
I'm trying to get it up here. I don't know what's up with this computer, but because I'm trying to get in the comment section, but it ain't letting me. Hold up.
So Kevin, while we wait, man, Kevin, talk to me, man. How often do you like to travel out through the day, man? Or do you have your private shit together?
Well, okay. I mean, right now I'm kind of Ubering and kind of using my parents' car, but since my passport is coming and everything, I'm gonna buy my own car. So I'm gonna be traveling fully on now. So yeah,
Traveling privately, huh?
yeah. Like right now, I'm trying to like be on my grind, bro. I have to grind this summer. Like a lot of stuff has to happen before September 1st. Like a lot for me.
Right, get to work then, man, because that's the
As,
only way you're
bro,
gonna get it. I like the
as,
mindset.
especially for my parents and stuff, like they like thinking I'm crazy or whatever. Like I have to be on point, you
Oh,
know.
let me tell you,
I
man.
don't have.
And this is a caveat for anybody listening, bro. Like, and anybody listening right now can tell you, if you tell your family about this shit, man, they're gonna look at you like you're insane.
Well,
You know,
I don't tell them. It's like I'm trying to like tell them without telling them while trying to do my own stuff. It's just crazy, bro. I feel like I'm living in Caesar's house. Like you guys talk about Caesar, all this stuff, but I feel like I'm living in his house. So I just have to grind, bro. I have to grind this summer. No school tomorrow, and also yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna just put it out there because I don't know, for some reason I can't even type in the chat, man.
oh really?
I see the comments up, but the
Hey,
number.
put it in the private chat, and I'm gonna go and copy it myself. All right.
All right.
Oh, here it is. You already put it here.
I know, but
You
why?
put it in the private chat. Yeah, I got you. Don't
But
worry
why
about
can't
it.
why can't I put it in the comments?
Because StreamYard is fucking weird. That's why.
Right. I can't get in the comments. But anyways, yeah, it's 1833 Amber Khan. Big things happening. I mean, we represented people because they have signed a DPOA, so that empowers us to be their attorney in fact. We're winning cases. And I'm waiting on the consulate to bring that testimony for it because he did a bang up job in the federal courts. I don't know when he gonna drop it, but he did.
It's coming.
It's
It might be
happening.
this week.
It's happening, y'all. I'm telling you, it's happening. We have women that got their children taking CPS and all that kind of stuff, man. I mean, we got stories for you. Y'all think we've been sleeping? We ain't been sleeping. We've been working.
Not at all, 100%. But like, just to put it out there, that stuff will only get out if you want it to get out. It's private for the most part, unless you want that stuff to be told, and that's your consent. But anything we do pretty much is private, unless otherwise and such.
Yeah, you give us your permission, obviously, but when you sign the DPOA, the only way that our people in the American nation are going to know about the services that we can provide our own people is if you empower us and allow us to share those testimonies. Otherwise, ain't nobody going to know what's going on. So we need, obviously we sign releases and things, that type of thing. We strictly professional. Your consulate is strictly professional.
Here's the thing. Hold on. Let me stop you right there, bro. This is nothing like being in the mafia. I don't know what the mafia is. I have no idea.
Where do you see that at?
I don't even know where the hell the comment went at, yo.
Bill Cole.
Shit. I
What is that?
don't even know I don't know what the mafia is. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. But anyway, so continuing. So American National Consulate. Please go.
Yeah, there's no games here. There's no playing around here. We are diplomatic in all of our dealings. We are gentlemen and gentlewomen, and we are at friends. We are friends, and we are at peace with the United States. There's nothing going on here that is unlawful or what I'm saying. We're in law. We have the highest law. Okay, and that's the law of nature. That's do unto your neighbors as you would have them do unto you. Okay. And so that's what we go by. And so we're going to extend that treaty. That's another thing. The treaty, the only thing that's holding it up is our participants, our membership. You know, we're trying to get people to get those forms in so that we can go ahead and seal the deal. And hopefully we'll get that done this week. I plan on, when I get back to my hometown, it's on and popping.
I'm gonna tell you something. If y'all watching this video and you have not finished up your stuff that you're supposed to be doing, man, get on it, bro. Stop wasting time. Like, we really gotta be on it. Like, you guys want to be able to move and be in the private, and you want to be able to handle your own affairs, then handle it. Get it done, man. Get the paperwork done, man. Take 2 hours and get the paperwork done. You got 2 hours. You can sit around playing Call of Duty for 2 hours.
Right.
You can watch goddamn porn for 2 hours or whatever the hell y'all. I don't know. Ain't nobody watching porn for 2 hours. I don't know. Whatever y'all doing out there, though, that's not productive.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You tired of getting molested on the side of the road by police officers that are legal officers? I don't call them law officers. I call them legal enforcement. Okay, because they're not enforcing law, obviously, right?
Nope,
and that's no punch. That's no slight, on anybody out there that is a law officer. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just we know the deal. We know the Constitution. We know what's going on. Mm-hmm. But with that, I
call them revenue collectors. Honestly, that's basically what they are.
Yeah, I mean, but they don't know. They don't even know that they're doing that. But they do know that statutes, they're enforcing legality, statutes, codes, and ordinances, not law. Okay, so I don't know why they gave you the title law enforcement. But with that being said, if you're tired of that, you're tired of being manipulated in that way. Hey, listen to me. They only are licensed to do that to the citizenry, not to foreigners, okay? Not to those who are not United States citizens. So all you have to do is make the distinction between yourself and a United States citizen. And you'll start to gain that respect. But you have to have back, and that's what the American National Consulate will provide you.
Precisely. And that don't give you carte blanche to go out here and be an ass.
No, we'll cut you loose.
Yeah, you'll get your ass kicked the fuck out. Because you ain't with that dumb shit.
Feed you to the wolves.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know what? Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Amen.
Your ass will be Caesar's if you fuck around too much. So, hey, look, continue moving about peacefully, man. You're traveling. You're not bothering nobody. You're not doing 200 miles up the road and shit. No. You're not out here waving guns in the air looking like an asshole. You basically a peaceful, private, and you don't want to basically be harassed and shit like that. And that's what the consulate is for. And also for unity. We can talk to each other. We can learn. We can build with each other and stuff like that. If you're in another town and there's another American National member, then you can pretty much link up with them. You got pretty much a brother. It's like a brotherhood, pretty much. That's all it is. It ain't no bullshit.
That's right.
Yo, Courtney, I sent you an email. It's not too serious, but you should probably look at it when you have time.
All right.
Federal tax lien of 1966 revenue officers and person and police officers. Okay, I gotta look into that. Let me write that down. At Peace House, that's what I meant to say. All right, let me write that down. Hold
on. To answer, I don't know if I answered your question, A6. We may do another swearing oath and affirmation ceremony. It'll be a minute though, maybe a couple of weeks or whatever. But because we got quite a substantial amount of people that have taken the oath, and we're trying to play catch up on that. If I may, I just want to say, if you have talents, administrative talents, you're articulate, you can speak to people, and you know how you can take a little pressure, because remember, we're dealing with people that are coming out of the United States mindset, and so some of them need a little coaching and all that kind of stuff. We're patient as much as possible, but we're not going to further your handicap. We're not going to give you a crutch in order to keep you as in that mindset of a United States citizen. We need you to come out of that. Okay. So if you, have a little extra time and you would like to be part of the American National Consulate, we would definitely look to recruit you. We can train you and all that. Bring your skills. We need those.
Exactly, man. Again, it's a nation. A nation must have things to do amongst each other to build. So, like, any talent you might have, like you said, we can use stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely.
So, all right. So, look, boom. That's going to be it for the night. If anybody has anything else to add before we leave, you can do so now. Consultant?
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
We can hear you.
Did you hear me?
What happened?
I was just saying if you had anything else to add before we get off.
Oh no, I'm good.
All right, Kevin, you
Nah, nothing.
knowledge roll.
All right, we're going to work. We're going to work. This week, we're going to be moving pretty fast. Get your paperwork in. If you've taken that oath, we're moving fast. We got some big things coming down the pipe, okay?
Straight up. All right, man. So it is the 4 National Born Natural A6, your gracious host, consultant, knowledge well. Stick around afterwards. I want to talk to y'all.
All right.
And that's it. Y'all take it easy. Have a nice one. Peace.
Love you. Peace.
Yep.